So,
Topic for the day.
topic of the day
What do you got?
is it smart to get oh wow, already messed that up. Is it smart to get a girlfriend in your 20s? I'm gonna be honest, Trey. This one's hard for me.
It's tough because we're in our 20s.
We in our 20s.
Yeah,
Both me and Trey, 23 years old.
facts.
So, in this time of life, especially for men, our testosterone is quite high.
Yeah, high is really ever gonna be, bro.
Yeah, for real. It's
all the way
extremely
up.
high.
Yeah.
Me and Trey both work out religiously, and working out also helps raise your testosterone. There are many factors that can raise your testosterone. I feel like me and Trey are kind of following. So because of that, I feel like it makes our urges a little bit more stronger.
Heightened.
And it's weird for me personally because I kind of want a girlfriend right now. But I really have been struggling with this question of whether or not it's actually smart
To do it.
to get a girlfriend in your 20s. So I'm going to say something like this
Why are you struggling, real quick?
because I know what I want, but I'm not sure if it's a good thing to do. I know what I want, but I'm not sure if with the other dreams and aspirations I currently have in my life, I'm not sure if having a girlfriend is going to take away from that. And I'm kind of scared if it does take away from that because I have been in relationships before that has taken a lot of my time. And because it took so much of my time, some things that were important to me or just important kind of fell on the back burner. And it was because, I mean, I'm young now, but when I had my other relationships, I was even younger.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? So
True.
I kind of put way too much time into that, and I didn't prioritize my time correctly. Now, what helps me now is I have a little bit more experience. So now I know going into a relationship, I'd be able to prioritize my time much better. I believe I'd be able to kind of orchestrate and juggle it a little bit better. But at the same time, I am trying to create something. I am trying to grow something. And I'm not sure just how smart it would be to commit myself to a woman if I got other things that I deem very, very important, and I don't want that shit to go to the wasteland. You know what I'm saying?
You don't think with the knowledge that you have built up since those relationships, you would be able to do both?
A part of me says, yes, I can do both, but a part of me is scared that I'll fall back into old patterns. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So part of me right now is like, yo, I definitely can do it. But one thing I've learned, especially with women, is you can say one thing now, but once you get a shorty, a lot of things change, bro.
Yeah.
They have some type of influence. Over a man, they have some type of influence.
They're powerful, bro.
Very
They're
powerful.
powerful. And they know their power.
Facts.
If a girl knows her power, bro, you could get a lot of shit out of you.
Bruh.
Yeah.
For real.
And you wouldn't even know.
So that's the one thing. I know what I can say right now, but what I say now means nothing. I will essentially have to make sure what I say now, once I get a shorty, it goes, I basically follow through that set plan of these set rules I set for myself. And also, a part of it is just because I'm so young, and I know that having youth is quite an advantage, especially for young men. I know for young men, especially a lot of young men, I know
There's a fire in you.
exactly.
It's burning quite fiercely.
And I know sometimes, the world kind of looks down on young men.
Yeah.
We don't get the respect that I feel like we kind of need or deserve, which I could kind of understand that because we have yet to prove things.
Prove ourselves.
Also, we could be quite immature at times, so I can understand that aspect as well.
That fire can be used for the wrong thing.
Exactly. But I kind of know, we both know how it feels to be a young man and have people not really look at you a certain way or kind of disrespect you or dismiss you.
True.
But I do know that we have the ability to really kind of change our lives, and it starts right now.
Yeah. It's in your early 20s.
And having a girlfriend, she might change your life in a different way that might not be positive or might kind of affect whatever plan you have. Because you could have one plan and set, and you're like, yo, this is how my life is going to go. And you get a girlfriend, and now your life kind of, I'm not going to say veers off, but it kind of veers off from whatever plan you make. And God forbid you have a child with her.
Yeah,
Whatever plan that you had in place is now essentially over.
It's on the back burner.
Because now you got to take care of that child. And I believe as a man, you got to provide for her and that child.
Especially if you want to be a good father.
That's what I'm saying. You want to be in that kid's life, you actually got to be there. So the amount of time that you used to have to devote to one thing, you now got to devote it to them.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that what comes a girlfriend always comes a chance of having a kid, regardless.
Let's be honest.
Exactly.
People in 2024 aren't waiting until marriage.
Regardless. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's a good thing, but that's just the way,
It's just the way the world works now.
the way the world works.
Yeah, it's a society we live in.
And we all give in the flesh. You know what I mean? Especially a lot of men. We all, like I said, our testosterone was quite high.
Yeah.
And you know shorty feeling you. You like, yo, shorty right here. What we doing?
Yeah.
But to kind of circle back, that's why I'm currently kind of to a certain extent scared to get into a relationship. And I'm not really sure how smart that really is, because I know what I want. And also, where I see my future affects other people. You know what I'm saying? It's not just me.
Yeah, it's not just you anymore.
You know what I mean? It affects you, and it affects my family,
Team.
and it affects the team. It affects a lot of people.
A lot of people.
So if I get in a relationship and she starts taking away from other things I'm trying to build, and God forbid a kid comes into play, I know now it not just affecting me, it's affecting other people. And the plans that I had, to a certain extent, might go down the wasteland.
Let me play a little bit of devil's advocate here, though. Speaking for the ladies, I know a lot of girls would say this, that, there's plenty of good women out there that will be willing to help you with your dreams and aspirations.
Yeah.
Why not just find one of those?
Shit, bro, that's like finding a needle in a haystack. You know what I'm saying?
You think there's just too few of them these days?
I just think it's not as simple as just finding a good woman.
Really?
Because it takes time to figure out what a good woman is, let alone what a good man is. Because we all kind of judge off of kind of what we see. And as men, we're visual creatures.
Very true, yeah.
So I see a girl, she look beautiful to me. And I'm like, damn, I want her.
Yeah.
And sometimes we can kind of not be deceived by the beauty, but get too enthralled in it to where we kind of don't see maybe certain red flags.
Other things.
So, yeah, it'd be very smart to find a good woman. And obviously that's the end goal. But who's to say that a girl that I'm attracted to and I'm talking to is a good woman? She might seem like a good woman, but as time goes on, she might slowly start to show her true colors. Now, she might not show her true colors until a little bit later on into a relationship. And by then, I might be too invested. Or by then, it might be kind of harder for me to kind of cut it off because we might have already spent too many times. And also, I'm going to say this, too. As a young man, I have experiences, but I understand I don't have a whole bunch of experiences. So I do think there's just certain things that I just don't know what to look out for.
Just like how you were when you're with your younger relationships.
Exactly.
If you were to get in a relationship now,
exactly.
there's still things that you don't
might not
know
see or might not know.
That you would learn in this relationship that you would end up figuring out later.
Exactly. So there are certain things from my past relationships that I know now moving forward I had to look out for, and certain things I just won't accept because I done already been through it. But there are certain things that I believe I probably haven't even ran across.
Exactly.
I haven't even seen.
You haven't been put in those situations to have learned that in the first place.
Exactly. I haven't been put in those situations to learn that. And I kind of, like I said, I understand we get a lot of advice from older men. Both me and you talk to older men to get said advice.
Yeah.
But I do believe it's different, and why experience is so huge. Because I can understand what he tells you, but in the moment, because you're so wrapped up in this girl, you're not even thinking about advice OG gave you. Because you might be just so in the moment with her because you're so kind of like just blinded by her beauty and by her presence, to where it takes you kind of getting bit in the ass, and then you're like, damn, bro, but didn't OG tell me this is what he was talking about?
This is what he said.
But by the time you figure out what he was talking about,
it's too late.
It's already happened.
You already done
So
it.
sometimes it's hard to take advice from other people because in the moment you kind of forget that advice. And kind of from being a man and understand how men are in terms of with women, we could sometimes get blinded and we forget said advice.
And a lot of guys, they got to go through it themselves.
And
They're not just going to take your word for it.
They gotta
like
go
you
through
can
it.
preach, don't get in a relationship, don't do this, don't do that, but you got to kind of go through it yourself
to kind of see
it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, I feel you.
What are your thoughts on it in terms of getting a relationship in your 20s?
For me personally, I have come to the conclusion that women don't benefit me right now. This is the type of person I am. I try to be as calculated as possible.
Yeah.
And I try to limit things that are going to hold me back.
Yeah.
I've just come to the conclusion that women hold me back. You know, every time I've really had a woman come close into my life, it's kind of gotten me off track. I have a track record of this. I've realized it. So I got to be honest with myself. Like, all right, there are things that I want to achieve, greatness that I aspire to be.
Mm-hmm.
But if every time I get a woman, that's going to get derailed, what's the common denominator? It's just don't have women right now.
I will say this, and I'm gonna actually kind of play devil's advocate and ask the same thing you asked me.
Uh-huh.
You don't think your past experiences has changed? You don't think that now, knowing what you know, obviously, I actually think what you're doing is smart, but you also don't think that knowing what you know now that you can't get in a relationship and basically change some of the old patterns that you once had?
No. Simply put, no. I have to be honest.
You know what? I respect that so much, Brody. I respect that answer so much. He was like, no hesitation.
No, yeah.
Nah,
I know
bro.
myself enough.
He's like, I know. What
I know myself enough, and I've that devil's advocate question that you asked. I've tried it before. I'm like, you know what? I know now. I'm not gonna do the same mistakes. Did the same mistakes. So it's like, all right, bro. Well, clearly you're not. I'm not mature enough mentally
to handle.
Yeah. Because I really like women. I enjoy their company, bro. They're beautiful.
Bro, for real.
They're beautiful creatures. Their voices sound nice. The way they just look, the way their figure is.
It's like everything.
Every aspect of women I like.
Everything.
I like. And it because I'm a man and because I like those things, there are things that I will sacrifice just to be with them.
Because you know.
And I can't do that right now. Yeah. You know? Women want men who are put together. Well, I got to get myself put together. In my personal opinion, I'm not the man I want to be for the respectable woman that I deserve, that I want. You know, like I still am learning about Trey. I'm still figuring out how to be the best man that I can possibly be. Now, I'm on that track, don't get me wrong. I am doing quite well, and I think a good portion of that is staying away from the women in the first place.
Understood.
But like, it ain't easy.
It's really not.
It's tough. You know, you as a man, you kind of question yourself whether you're making the right decision. Because I have heard, you know, I don't mean to like cut you off,
you're good.
But I have heard that from older men, it's kind of good to grow with your woman. You know, getting a girl at a young age and growing together.
With her.
I believe there is value in that. But there's this thing we kind of call hoflation these days. You know, and it, to your point, where there's just trying to find a needle in the haystack.
Yeah.
I believe there are a lot of bad men out there that fuck women up, but I believe the same thing. There's a lot of bad women out there that they don't care about you, bro.
Nah.
They'll gladly take what they can from you and leave.
That's it.
You know, they're not really for the benefit of men.
Yep.
And all right, cool, you do you, but I need to be for the benefit of me.
Yeah.
And if the benefit of me is unfortunately saying no to something that I really like, I really love, that I want to love, and I just can't have right now, then I got to do that.
That's awesome, like delayed gratification, essentially.
Because here's the thing. And as a young man, I can't really be too upset because eventually I'm going to have my turn. But a lot of the girls our age are dating guys in their 30s and their 40s. You know, they're with older men.
Yeah.
So a lot of young guys can kind of get jaded by that. It was like, well, you're taking our girls. Why aren't you dating the older women? You know, why are you trying to get with the younger girls? That's for us. But I can't be mad because it's just kind of like we like young women.
Yeah.
We like youth. We like beauty. And that's cool. So we're not really going to get that right now. But once I'm 30, once I'm 40, I got myself put together. Well, then I'll get me a younger girl. A girl who I can teach, who I can inspire to be the best possible woman that she can be.
Yeah.
And actually encourage to have all the qualities that I want in a woman. Mm-hmm. So it really is, at the end of the day, just delayed gratification. Now it's, like you kind of said earlier, there are just certain things and there's certain consequences that come when having a woman that I think if I were to get those consequences now would be detrimental to my life.
Yeah.
If I got a girl pregnant, bro, I can't take care of the kid. I'm not financially in the situation.
I think I told you this, and I kind of said it as a joke, but also like not a joke. Like homie's eating ramen.
Yeah,
like exactly. It's what it is,
and that's not healthy to be feeding your kid every day.
Nah,
you know, like I want to be able to nutritionally provide for my son or daughter.
Facts.
And if I have a child at too young of an age, that's going to be detrimental to not just me but to them. Because it's holding me back from the dreams that I want. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, it's still my life to live.
True.
You know, kid or no kid, like it's still my life to live.
True.
And once you have that child, it's your dreams don't matter no more because
Everything
at
for
least
the
if you
child.
want to be a responsible parent, your dreams don't matter anymore because your kid is your now responsibility. You're responsible for a whole nother human being. That's a very big responsibility.
It's
And
huge,
that's not something to be slept on.
It's huge.
So there are consequences that come with women that currently right now I am not willing to accept. So because I'm not willing to accept those consequences, it is not feasible or smart for me to be dealing with them.
All right, I'll ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think other men in their 20s should get a girlfriend now? Not you, but
Other men.
Other men.
So it's such my peers.
Exactly.
I personally believe it isn't the smartest thing to do. However, it fully depends on what their goals are in life. So the goals that I have set for myself aren't really feasible for women. But if your goal is to actually be just like a father at a young age, that's probably what you should be trying to do. You know, I know men out there that want to be like fathers now. There's nothing wrong with that. But if that's what you want to do, you should try to be working on yourself, of course, but trying to find a good woman that you can do that life with.
Do it with.
If what you want is the white picket fence, the 2-car garage, the 3.5 kids, or all that stuff, like, all right, that's cool, but you need to be laying that groundwork right now. For the guys out there that kind of just want to focus on themselves, I don't think that's a smart decision. And I don't think the chasing of, I don't want to be too crude, but just like punani in a way, is the smartest thing to do.
Cat.
Yeah, cat. Yeah, it's just not the smartest thing, Funny enough, I remember there was this lady. She was like, she got a shot of testosterone one day.
Oh, I saw that. She was like
And
crazy.
bro, she was like, I wanted the whole day. Like, she's going wild.
Yeah.
And Matt, we live with that shit 24/7.
On a daily.
So I understand the urge. I fight the urge on a daily basis. So young men out there, y'all listening, we know what you're going through.
And,
We done been through it.
and the thing is, here's the thing, too. Because like I was saying, I know I want a girlfriend, but right now, to a certain extent, I'm a little scared to get one because I know what it could possibly do.
Consequences, man.
So because of that, I haven't really been, like, pursuing females. I've really just been, like, working on myself.
A lot of young men are right now.
But, bruh, like, we be in the gym, and this happened today.
Oh my God, bro.
And we
For
saw
real.
this girl, bro.
The gym's the toughest place for me. The
Bruh.
gym is the toughest place for me.
I remember seeing this one shorty, and we kind of, like, talked about her. And a part of me actually really wanted to talk to her.
I feel it.
But I was like, chill, Brody, chill,
Yeah,
chill,
yeah.
bro. Had to turn away. I was like, yo, I can't even look at shorty direct.
Yeah.
It's hard to focus.
Yeah. I turn my back.
Facts.
I turn my back.
It's
bro.
hard to focus.
Like, you feel like you're going someplace where you can kind of like
Bruh.
lock in.
I
You
literally
kind of
just started.
grind. You can
I
do
started
your
counting
thing.
your reps, bro. I was like, yo, let's see how much you gonna get. 1, 2, 3. Because I already know.
Yeah.
I already know, bro.
I feel that, man.
But it's very hard to kind of go off your point. As men, it's very hard to say no,
It's tough.
especially if she's attractive,
It's
and
tough.
especially if that's what you want.
Not to mention, there's not a lot of guys who get that attention in the first place.
Nah,
So when a
bro.
girl is feeling you, is giving you the attention,
You
it's
want
just
it.
like, yo, I want it now, I
Exactly.
want it now. There's a reason why, I think, what was the stat? 63% of males between the age of 18 to 29 are single. There are a lot of us going through it.
It's crazy.
And it's by choice, because at the end of the day, women are the gatekeepers of sex. Men are the gatekeepers of relationships. You ain't gonna get in a relationship unless a man don't ask you out. You ain't gonna get in a marriage unless a man asks you to marry him. So if we're choosing, we're like, all right, listen, I ain't going. Like, it's not feasible to do this. I've also just seen a lot of bad things just about relationships.
But I think some of it too is like, in terms of that stat, I actually don't think there's some men I do think is by choice, and some men I do believe is because they're trying to become the best version of themselves to
Yeah.
get a certain type of woman.
Of course.
But I actually do believe that. I would even argue the majority of men aren't even working on themselves to become better. That's the reason why they ain't even.
So
Okay.
you think a decent amount of it is involuntary, kind of like what's the word they say?
I think a decent amount of it is because they've kind of seen how the dating market is, and they basically don't want to necessarily go through that. And I think also, and this is why porn and all that other stuff is so bad,
Oh yeah, it makes it
because
easy.
they can get they fix.
Yeah, they don't gotta go out and
They don't
go out and
gotta-
approach a girl. And I've also heard this.
bro. They can get they fix just at home.
Yeah, Osar told me this. When you watch porn, it demotivates you to even go and approach a woman in the first place.
Yeah, bro.
You know, it's just
It
kind of like,
definitely does.
what's the point? I'm getting my nut off. The whole point of that is to get your nut
And
off.
that's the whole point of the whole testosterone thing. If you're not watching, you're not essentially giving your seed, which is your part of your testosterone.
Which is why you kind of feel that
So
urge.
that's why
to
you
go,
feel that urge of-
like, bro, I need to go do it.
Yeah, bro. You're like, yo, I gotta go talk to Shorty.
Yeah.
Well, that's why sometimes even with us, we see Shorty, the urge is hella strong, bro.
God.
And I really gotta either like hold myself back because I know, for me personally, kind of what you were saying, I'm not sure how smart it is
This is why-
because I know how I am with women,
Nah, man.
and I know if I get with a Shorty right now, I'm not sure that work out too good.
There's one particular lady at the gym. Every time I see her, I always look away.
It's like yeah,
Always look.
yeah.
I can't handle
we
it.
can't even do this.
She's too pretty, bro.
can't even do
like
this.
I can't. And the shit she's wearing is not even like.
It's not even helping.
Nothing's being hidden.
Nah.
I'm seeing everything.
Exactly.
So it's like Jesus, bro. Like I can't. You're not making it any easier on me.
It's like keep my head down.
Facts. Just look
keep my
down.
head down.
Like look at my shoes.
Facts.
My things
Facts,
look pretty
man.
cool today.
I retie my shoes over and over again just cause. Like, all right, but now it's time to go for my set.
Oh man, I do feel that. I don't think. I think a majority of young women, not young men, young men. I believe around the ages of 18 to 25 specifically
Yeah.
should talk to women, but they should stay out of relationships. Just because they should take that time to make themselves the best man they can be. Then after that, from 25 to like 30 and upwards,
Do what you gotta
do
do.
what you gotta do with the girls. Like, a lot of us aren't mentally there for relationships. You know, some of us got childhood trauma that gotta work on. Some of us got the fear of rejection that you gotta work on.
Yeah.
Some of us have just lack of confidence that you need to kind of build up. Some people are just very self-deprecating. They just shit on themselves all the time. It's just like you need to work through those problems because that's not attractive.
Yeah, as a man, I don't understand that shit, bro.
And self-improvement is extremely important.
Yeah.
But of course, I believe self-improvement really is up to a point. Like after a while, it's kind of like, all right, well, I've improved myself so much. Now I kind of need to pivot. So that's why I think the ages of, in my opinion, 18 to 25, you need to use that time to grow.
Yeah.
Use that time, go to the gym,
Yeah.
work out. Of course, have female friends, not girlfriends, just female friends you can speak to. Because I do believe at the end of the day, you got to know how to talk to women.
Oh, you still
know how
gotta talk- you still
interact
gotta
with
talk to
women.
shorties.
Exactly.
You still gotta talk.
Exactly. But focusing on trying to get cat and trying to chase women, it takes you off of your main goal.
Yeah.
Like for me, I can't do both. In college, I wanted to chase girls, but I wanted to graduate. I had to make a choice. Chase girls or graduate. Now, a lot of people can do both. Me personally, I can't.
Yeah.
So I had to make a choice. I chose to graduate. And right now, it's success or women. I have to make a choice. I'm choosing success. And I'm choosing to grind. I'm choosing to figure out how all this shit works because at the end of the day, I can still get women once I have said success.
Thanks.
If I get women and I don't have no success, once those women leave, I have nothing.
And it's also a little bit, at least for me personally, and I know you kind of feel this way too. But like, it's cool. Yes, getting with women is fantastic, but like, I've gotten women when I had none.
Yes, bro.
So like,
Yeah, exactly. Imagine if I had something.
bruh.
I could only imagine what I'd be getting at that point.
Exactly. And also the type of woman, the caliber of woman.
Caliber,
You know what I'm saying?
quality.
Exactly, bro.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes, I believe so. I agree.